Okay, guys, hello again. It's RPG Legends, Drakensang, Dark Eye, and River of Time. I can't like separate these two games. They totally just like deserve to be here among Legends and RPG Legends as well, right? One of the best RPGs of all time as well. Yeah, obviously some people will say like, well, it's not that good, right? It's not that, but you totally understand what nowadays when you got like, well, I mean, objectively, if you just like, you know, just count, right? Like when you just like count your fingers, I suppose, and count RPGs, what totally just like leave a mark upon your existence, I suppose. So some hours you totally realize that there is like few of them actually, right? Like Neverwinter Nights 2, Pathfinder, Pillars of Eternity, Baldur's Gate, and many hours, I suppose, like Arcanum as well. People just like being extremely, I don't know, just fanatical to my surprise about Arcanum these days, right? And I wonder what will happen when some neo zealots of Temple of Elemental Evil will just come out. Well, what will happen to all these people, I suppose, right? I'm not talking about Vampire Masquerade Bloodlines and all that, I suppose, right? But I mean, back in the days, you playing something like Drakensang, Dark Eye, and you be like, it's kind of like Neverwinter Nights 2, right? But like from Germany, right? Like, but you realize what? Yeah, this game maybe not like that advanced in a way of like, maybe not that like, not having like not having same production, I suppose. But when I played it, right, I totally just like I saw some reviews and people saying like what this game is kind of budget and all that, but after you play Dark Eye and River of Time, right, you totally realize like what, no, it's actually, it's super good, right? It's totally just like the classic fantasy adventure, right? Like just been delivered by, and this I don't know, just like franchise which is Dark Eye is totally just deserve to be like here, right? To still be remembered, but for some reason, well, yeah, for some reason, there is a reason, obviously, right? Because I don't know, like something was broke actually, right? I was just like something is, I don't just like, I don't know, something broke at some point after maybe a world economic crisis or something like this. I don't know, but I mean, you got like previously Gothic, Sacred, all these, I don't know, just iconic games from Germany, and then there's like they try to just recover, release something like Sacred 2, new Gothic game like this Arcana something, right? I don't remember the name of this game, but whatever, I suppose, right? And you realize there was also a Reason game, right? And it's still here, but it's nothing like it was like before, right? And today, you totally like want to just remember one of these iconic games, objectively iconic, which is Drakensang, Dark Eye, and like River of Time. I really don't want to separate these two games because, well, first of all, they are connected, right? Secondly, they totally deserve, both of them deserve to be here, I suppose, right, in this list. And it's like, it's totally just like, it's totally good for you to just play them both, right? Like in order, like even if River of Time is supposed to be like kind of prequel, right? You totally understand like what it's better to play Dark Eye first and then River of Time. That's the better solution, right? And yeah, these games are totally just deserve to just like to be remembered, and you totally realize what it's like. It's kind of like Neverwinter Nights 2, and like you just have a lot of dialogue skills. This Dark Eye system is kind of nice, right? You got like this almost same battle system, right? Like this real-time it's like based, right? But with active pause at some point, right? Not like not like exactly like Neverwinter Nights 2, but still kind of like this, right? But what does just make game extremely unique? It's the unique atmosphere and aesthetics, right? You can say what I'm talking about it it's like and mention it like in every episode, but objectively it's like what make games super important, right? It's like the unique atmosphere and aesthetics, right? The unique style, the unique just like music, the unique soundtrack, right? What form objectively 80% of atmosphere, right? And you totally understand that with Dark Eye franchise, it's totally just like one of a kind. It's super unique and super special, right? It's like the models of the characters, the overall world, right? How it's just been like made and built, I suppose, right? The music, the suspense, the I don't know, just like some micro stories, some mini quests, I suppose, right? Some side quests, right? And some main quests as well, right? The characters, right? Just also surprising you, right? The dialogues is surprising you, right? The writing is surprising you, right? Overall writing of the world, overall writing of I was just like, your dialogue choices, right? Yeah, maybe for somebody it's not gonna be like a revelation, right? But is it like a unique RPG? It is a unique RPG. A lot of people talk about this kind of games. No, usually only Western RPG players, right, or like I don't know, reviewers or whatever, I suppose, YouTubers, right? But mostly they talk only about like Western RPGs, right? And when they talk about Drakensang, just like Neverwinter Nights 2, I remember it like after a while, just mentioned like, is it worth it or is not worth it? It doesn't matter what they say, is it worth it or not, because objectively it's a legend, right? Like it's a legend and a myth, and whatever you say, right? It's like me, for example, right? Totally, I'm realizing what I'm not making a review because it doesn't matter, right? Doesn't matter what you say, like what it says. Like I'm here to just point it out, right? Like this is a legend, right? You need to play it, right? That's it, right? Like that's my whole mission here, I suppose, right? In RPG Legends, I'm not making all these strange reviews like let's talk about Neverwinter Nights 2 in 2025. No. Right? You can say anything about remaster of this game because remaster is objectively is kind of bad, right? But if you, for example, want to play this game, right, like using modern resolutions, right, it's totally just work perfectly fine with flawless scaling, right? Like everything will work almost perfectly fine with flawless scaling these days, right? And you yourself totally just like playing these kind of games and you totally realize what, wow, yeah, it's still have it. And like the side characters, like the story, I don't know, just like the cinematics, I suppose, right? Yeah, maybe it's not like it's not supposed to be like a like I said before, like huge revelation for somebody, right? But like objectively, we all know what Drakensang as a franchise is totally worth to be here, worth to still, you know, just like to be like to have value, right? Because this, I don't know, just like this. You know, like this franchise, like it's almost like on the same level as Forgotten Realms, if anything, right? It's totally this setting, I suppose, right? And you got like some quests, I suppose, point and click quests, right? Totally also deserve like everyone's attention because it's totally just got like the unique and like perfect atmosphere. And I understand back in the days, it's like when you talk to Germans, they'd be like, well, you totally just can't possibly understand what is Dark Eye as a franchise, as a setting is supposed to be for us, right? Like, and you'd be like, well, I kind of understand because I'm not like I'm obviously not an expert, right? I'm not being like into that, right? But I totally understand what you're talking about, right? Because it's totally just deserve to, I'm just like to have everyone's attention, like, to be perfectly honest, right? It's captivating, right? I'm sincerely say it, right? Like these games, these kind of games, totally just like been one of a kind and totally just deserve to be like to be mentioned, right? To be remembered, and it's still being remembered and still being mentioned. The people still play it, surprisingly, right? River of Time and like Dark Eye, I suppose, right? There is also obviously like some games like by this franchise which is like MMO, right? But like we're not talking about MMO here, well, usually, right? The only MMO game what I just put into RPG Legends is Burning Crusade, right? Because World of Warcraft objectively was one of a kind back in the days, right? And you totally can play it like a single player RPG at some point, right? Well, like many hours, to be perfectly honest, as well, like Warhammer Age of Reckoning, right? And like, I don't know, Conan, old, it's like Age of Conan, if I'm not mistaken, right? Like old MMORPG as well. But since it's RPG Legends, right? Not like MMORPG Legends, right? I totally just, I can mention like one game, right? Like one MMO, what totally just been like one of a kind, like objectively like best MMO of all time is World of Warcraft Burning Crusade, according by me, right? But when you talk about Drakensang, Darkai, and River of Fine, it's actually fine. But I mean, River of Time is totally fine to play this game, right? Still today in 2025 and 2035, I suppose, right? Doesn't matter what you play. It's totally just like legendary. Both of them are legendary RPGs by any means. Music, atmosphere, aesthetics, characters, writing, everything, right? Just play it, right? Just play it and that's it, right? It's just the whole point, I suppose. Right? Of RPG Legends being made by me, these RPGs, it doesn't matter what you say, it doesn't matter what you do, Planescape Torment, Temple of Elemental, just play them. Just play them and you will understand what I mean, right? And above all that, it's also just like will navigate you to just like to play something from some other games from the same developers, like Troika games, for example, right? Or Obsidian, or like the creators of like any type of games that I mentioned in this list, right? They're totally worth it, right? Like it's not like Vampire Masquerade Bloodlines are not supposed to just like not supposed to captivate somebody, but for me personally, it's pretty specific because it's about vampires. Right? It's not like it's Castlevania, right? Because the perfect vampire game is Castlevania usually, right? For me personally, at least, right? Like, but like not like this old-fashioned story about vampires, I suppose, right? But yeah, it's like again, this episode gonna be like super short. Well, I mean, most of the time I try to just make short episodes, not like super long, right? But again, like I totally it's like. I don't know, just like I was like in love actually with River of Time back in the days, right? When I played it with Darkai, when I first time played it as well, before River of Time, right? And I strongly recommend for anybody who just like calling themselves, I suppose, RPG enthusiasts, right? I don't just say any type of people, I suppose, right? Who play Western RPGs, JRPGs, right? This game is totally worth your time, I suppose, right? It's not supposed to be like, well, the Dark Eye are supposed to be like kinda long actually, right? Like it's almost as long as Neverwinter Nights 2, I think, right? But River of Time is much more shorter, right? But these games, like quests, like all these stories, I suppose, all these characters, all this like all these dialogues and like variety, I suppose you can play mage, like fighter, or I don't know, just like there's like a lot of like this class. You got like all this. You got this class system, your skill system, right? You can build kind of unique character if you want to, right? You also got like the presets of the characters and all that. The graphics is still look extremely nice. The effects, everything. I don't know, just like I absolutely love it and totally just love it to place it. Just like. In my own list, which is RPG Legends, I suppose, right? Drakensang, River of Time, and Darkai totally just like deserve everyone's everyone's attention, I suppose, right?